Welcome back to the Busy Bee Mindset, guys. Today I wanted to be a little bit more real on this talk. I wanted to talk about some of these days that never really feel right, because it's true. Some days don't feel special. Some days don't feel like progress. Some days don't feel productive. And it's during those days when we're usually asking ourselves, does this day even matter? And so that's what I'm walking through right now. So let's talk through this a little bit. I think it's very common for all of us to have days that feel like they don't matter, that feel like it's just monotonous. It's just me going over and over and over again, doing the same thing, or just like running through that hamster wheel, whatever it is you want to call it. And these are the days that are usually the toughest days. Sometimes these are the days that are probably the first day of your work week, if you're anything like me. But what I've come to learn is that some of those days are the days that actually matter the most, because we never really ask ourselves, does this day matter on the days that we're winning, on the days that we actually feel productive? Because it feels like, yes, of course this day matters, but we never really think about the days that brought us to that point. Those are the days when we don't feel like we're doing something, or when we don't feel like we're moving forward, when all reality, we are. These little small actions, these little small steps that we take each day, this little small walk that I'm doing, and this video that I'm going to post, those are things that in the grand scheme of things add up so much through your consistency. And it's so typical, it's so natural in our human nature to just feel like we're not going anywhere because we don't see any results, because we don't see what we want as fast as we want. Really, that's what it boils down to. Most human beings, like me, are inherently impatient, and they don't really want to wait for what it is they want. They want it now. But that whole journey, that whole process is what we need to turn us who we need to be. These days that feel like they don't matter are usually the days that are shaping us to be the person we need to be. And so there's plenty of days, like honestly, yesterday was my first day without my soup, and it felt really tough. And when I say soup, I'm not talking about food, guys. I mean my supervisor at work. But it felt really weird. It felt off. It felt like, man, I don't have the guy who's been supporting me this whole time. And now this is just, I'm gonna have to move on. Like there's nothing I can do but move on. Everything changes. I need to adapt. I need to move forward. And we got through the day. And I'm gonna keep on getting through my work days as I go with my new supervisor. And that's just what it is. But that doesn't mean that these days don't matter. That doesn't mean that like, oh man, because my supervisor's not there, I'm not gonna try as hard. No, I'm always looking to perform. I'm always looking to be the very best version of myself. Even when the best version of myself doesn't feel like he wants to be there. This job has really helped me out a lot, because what they have is adherence, as in, and again, like I work in a sales job, I do earn some commissions, but if your adherence is not at a particular standard, then you could actually lose your commission by a good $1,000, sometimes even more. And so you legit cannot call out of your job. I mean, you can, but if you do, you're just giving somebody else your money that you worked for. And so I made it a fact that, okay, if that's the way this job is gonna be, this is gonna be the first job that I never really call out for. I'll schedule my days off in advance. And that's really helped me. That's really like guided me forward in realizing that even on the days that are off, even on the days that they're not the best, I'm still getting progress done. I'm still making sales. I'm still having great conversations with some people. Oh, sorry guys, you know what? Let me go ahead and run out of here real quick. Okay, hopefully that's not as loud anymore. Sorry. Again, if you're new to the channel, this is pretty much a channel where I talk positivity, where I walk and talk, and I really just give you guys a perspective of my mindset, the busy bee mindset. We're gonna brand this thing out. But it's pretty much to shift your perspective. It's pretty much to guide you guys and talk to you guys as I would talk to a friend, as I would talk to myself. At the end of the day, these videos are just me talking to myself. And I know I may ramble on a bit, but that's because I really don't have these things scripted out. I have outlines done for me so that I can go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on certain things, so to speak. But the days that you feel off, the days that feel like they don't even matter, I actually believe are the days that matter the most. These are the days that you showed up anyway, even when you didn't feel like showing up. These are the days that when you thought you couldn't make it through the day went by, and guess what? You made it through the day. I can't tell you how many times I've just gone to work and I've just thought like, oh my God, I can't wait for it to be 12. I work 3 p.m. to 12 a.m. So I'm just constantly thinking like, oh, I got another more 9 hours to go. I got 6 more hours to go. And I'm counting the hours down before the day is over. But I don't call out. I think that's very important. I think it's proven to me that I can show up even when I don't feel like it. Because in other jobs that I've had beforehand, I would be able to have the luxury of calling out and not really getting reprimanded for those actions or held accountable, or maybe get a little warning here or there. But my income had never been affected before like it could be at this job. And so for that reason alone, I haven't called out. I've scheduled my days accordingly. I've enjoyed those days that much more because they were planned ahead. But I also learned that there's a lot of power in showing up when you don't want to show up. And there's a lot more results that can actually come to fruition when you do show up. Because again, I think it's human nature that when we do something that we particularly don't feel like doing, but we know what we need to do, that when we're in that mode, when we're in the flow of things and we're actually in it, I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to suck. I don't want to be bad. I want to perform. I want to be good. I want to do things that I know will move me forward in life, and I want to try. I'm not the kind of guy that doesn't try. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have these videos posted. I'm the kind of guy that I'm gonna keep on going at this until I get what I want. And if that means that I have to struggle through a little bit, storm the weathers, so to speak, then that's what I gotta do. That's what you guys need to do. I don't care whatever it is that it is you guys are doing in your life, whatever you're trying to do to move forward, or whatever job you have. I think you need to remember that consistency isn't the easiest thing to do. That little hare versus the tortoise story is the most truest thing that I've ever learned looking back on it now. Right? So many of us want to be that rabbit. So many of us want to speed through things and get to our destination and then take a break here or there, party it up, we made some income, cool. And then, oh, you know what, I want to try something else. Now let me move on to this next endeavor. And there's pros and cons for both, because I've definitely been the rabbit. I've definitely transitioned multiple jobs in my 9 or 10 years now of having jobs. And the pros that I can say is that I learned a different set of skill sets in every endeavor that have helped me move forward in each new endeavor that I've pursued. Now the cons though are, since I wasn't that consistent and since I didn't keep on moving up in the ladder, then I could have potentially lost some income, which is completely fine. The pros of the tortoise is showing up when you don't feel like it, showing up when you think these days don't matter, and getting that end result. The tortoise is the one who wins, guys. Remember that. It wasn't the rabbit. It wasn't the bunny. No, that turtle went ahead and crawled his way to victory, one little step at a time, no breaks. And that doesn't mean kill yourself, because he went at his own pace. So remember, we're not in a rush, guys. I don't know if any of you guys are maybe 90 years old, right? Or if the age group here is like 20, 30, 40, but we still have a lot of life to live. I'm 27 years young, and I know that I'm not just gonna fall down tomorrow. Who knows, maybe an act of God happens, and maybe that does happen, whatever. But at least I'm doing something positive in this world. At least I'll have already posted this video. At least I'll have been doing things in my brain that I know would help move me forward, because that's what matters to me. And so that's really the whole message of today's lesson, guys. Does today really matter? Yes. Yes, it does. I still showed up today to post this video when I didn't want to. I didn't have the best day yesterday, but I showed up. I still pulled out some results, and I still worked. And I still woke up and I still said, I need to make this video. I need to talk to people. I need to one day be the person that people look to for guidance, for help, and say like, man, this guy makes me feel good because he's actually very relatable. That's what I want to be for y'all, for the busy beehive here. I want to be a relatable being that you guys can trust and learn from. And I may sound like a broken record sometimes, but that's because I truly believe this. I've listened to it so many times. I've read it so many times. And by me speaking it into existence, I want to bring it more into my life. I want to attract it into my life. I want that positivity. I want that energy. And I'm not saying you're going to be positive every single day. No, it's tough to be positive all the time, guys. It's tough to have this smile on. But when you practice it on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, it's definitely a lot easier to get through the murky days, get through the days that feel like it doesn't even matter, because we all have those days. And I don't want you to feel discouraged or disappointed that you're going through one of those days right now. Just know that you're gonna move forward, you're gonna be better from it, and you're gonna learn from it. And so I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Y'all have a wonderful, amazing day. Thank you for joining the Beehive. Keep buzzing, keep walking, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Peace.